Tonight on News First, a call to end the use of surgical mesh, which has left hundreds of women with chronic pain. Ruapehu Alpine Lifts is sentenced over the death of an 11-year-old girl in a bus crash. And England captain Owen Farrell to miss the start of the World Cup after he's banned for 4 games for this tackle. We have those stories and a wrap of the day's sport on News First at 5:30. Ngā mihi nui kia koutou katoa. Tonight on News First, a call to end the use of surgical mesh, which has left thousands of women with chronic pain. Ruapehu Alpine Lifts to pay almost $500,000 reparations to the family of a girl killed in a bus crash. And an incredible rescue in Pakistan, 7 children among 8 recovered after dangling for 14 hours in a cable car.
This is News First at 5:30.
The Ministry of Health is pausing the use of surgical mesh for treating urinary tract infections because of safety concerns. The mesh is used to treat women's stress urinary incontinence, a problem which can develop after giving birth. But as Alexa Cook reports, hundreds of patients have been suffering.
Sally Walker's been so badly damaged by surgical mesh that her bladder's been removed and her vagina sewn closed.
Extremely happy.
The pause will only be lifted once there's specific training and certification for surgeons. A consent process has been created for patients and a panel of experts would have to decide if a patient needs the procedure.
So I think it's an opportunity for the whole health system to get their act together.
Alexa Cook, News First.
A homicide investigation's underway in central Auckland after a man was killed at an apartment building on Upper Queen Street this afternoon. Lucy Thompson is at the scene and joins us now. Lucy, what more can you tell us?
Well, Eric, details are scarce with the investigation still in its early stage.
No experts on its dangerous side.
We relied on GNS to keep us up to date with the research that was going on at Whakaari.
And none of us, we all reside in Auckland. So there was nothing on a day-to-day basis we could really contribute.
It's going to sound like a little bit of repeating, but yes, we relied on GNS to monitor.
Still to come on News First, an incredible rescue in Pakistan after 8 people, including 7 schoolboys, were left dangling in a cable car for 14 hours. And Sky City's profits surge after the lifting of COVID restrictions. Late surge for the NZX50 today, closing 87 points higher. Sky Television rising more than 3%. Not a lot of movement on world markets, though the Dow Jones did close 175 points higher. And it was one of those days for our dollar. Slight falls right across the board. 7 schoolboys were among 8 rescued from a cable car which was left dangling hundreds of metres above a Pakistan ravine for 14 hours. The dramatic and daring rescue was carried out in high winds in a remote mountainous region of the country. Perry Wilton has that story.
For 14 hours, the lives...
hoping to protect their wildlife from the actions of a wild few. Kaylee Callahan, News First.
Well, there was a photo finish in the big race at Seattle, and what a photo it would prove to be. Not so much historic as prehistoric. 200 competitors dressed in inflatable costumes racing in the TRex World Championship, as if they were all chasing Sam Neill. First held in 2017 as a team-building exercise by a pest control company and not yet extinct, this year's winner was from Hawaii. Your weather is just ahead on News First, and it took a while, but this tackle will keep Owen Farrell from the start of the Rugby World Cup.
New Zealand's most wanted, Suzuki Vitara Hybrid and News First Sport.
England captain Owen Farrell will miss the opening 2 games of the Rugby World Cup after his red card against Wales was upheld and he was handed a 4-match suspension. His ban's been backdated to include last weekend's game against Ireland, meaning he'll miss.
News First.
Okay, let's have a look at your weather now. And a large high dominates the scene for the next few days, but a weak cold front is heading to the south. So there's a chance of a shower in the far north, light winds throughout, and 14 degrees in Auckland. It's fine and cool in Bay of Plenty, and afternoon southerly for Gisborne, mainly fine in Hawke's Bay. A frost at first in the west, but at least it will be sunny. Light winds throughout, 14 in Whanganui. It's a mainly fine day in the capital with a high of 12, maybe a few areas of morning or evening cloud with light winds. Afternoon fine breaks down the South Island's west coast, a partly sunny Thursday in Nelson and Blenheim. A bit of low cloud about Christchurch, but it should be mostly fine. You'll have a frost and 12 degrees. And in the deep south, a frost to start and light winds throughout. It is a mostly fine day right across the Pacific tomorrow, 29 in Apia and Nandi. Sunny in Brisbane, it's a cloudy day in Sydney and Melbourne. Now, just before we go, you'll have noticed a few changes tonight as Prime transitions to Sky Open and Prime News to News First. But what's important is that we're still here and will be every night at 5:30. And that is us for this Wednesday, the 23rd of August. I'm Eric Young. Until next time, mā te wā, pō mārie. Good night.